On the issue of police and fire, you know your opponent is critical of you for having some resistance to the 911 countywide system. Says that you could save Canton about $480,000 and you could bring on more police and fire. What's your reaction to that criticism?
That is a very complex issue that will take more than a soundbite to answer, but I can tell you that my opponent really doesn't have all the information, and so there's a lot more to be discussed on that. What I can tell you is there's a SCOG issue that has to be addressed. SCOG has not approved this or signed off on it. Although they're working on it, SCOG has not done it. They're asking me to turn over a multi-million-dollar investment that the city and the taxpayers of Canton has invested in, turn it over to an entity who has not agreed to accept it yet. Okay, so is our intent to try to create a countywide system? Absolutely. The letter of intent that was given to me was not a letter of intent at all. It was a contract. As the law director has indicated, if I sign that, I'm entering into a contract. That's not a letter of intent. That's the conversation. It was created by a third party, handed to me to say, sign this letter of intent. Okay, so I'm allowing my safety director, who is the president of SCOG, or chairman of SCOG, and my law director, who sits on SCOG and has been on it since the beginning, to review from SCOG, representing the city of Canton, and advise the city on what position we should take. Until they're ready to advise us on what position we're going to take, I'm not going to take action because I've got somebody else telling me to sign a letter. Our representatives for the city have not formally finalized their position on SCOG, and they have not recommended to the city what the city's position should be. So anything else is irresponsible until we have the recommendations from the gentleman who has spent 3 years working on this issue.
Well, what's the timeline for getting the recommendations?
When SCOG finalizes their decision. I don't know. The timeline is not election day. Unfortunately, because there's an election, some people want to politicize this. I'm not going to rush into a decision for political gain or for political purposes. I'm going to do what's right for the city of Canton. If that means we decide tomorrow or 3 months from tomorrow, we're going to let the course take its place without the election trying to change the timeline.